Hello there and welcome
to the new channel.
Here to help you see
the new you.
My name is Carmine Ortega.
Dennis Calamba.
This is Nato Agbayani.
My name is Juan Lu.
I'm Chino.
I'm Trisha.
This is Apple Manansala.
This is Attorney Carlo Ibanez.
This is Attorney Sheila Santiago.
This is Angie.
This is Argamid.
My name is Dante Salama.
This is Jesse Francis Rebastillo.
I'm Dania Cunha.
Mon Mendoza.
I am Mapet Erhino.
I'm Leo Bryan. Mike.
Nice for beer.
Sir Ian Barcelona.
Marvin Salazar. This is Sunny Haldon.
Heidi Lumainos.
This is Ivan Jude.
Patrick Geronimo.
Alan Perez.
My name is Erwin Ursua.
Mine is Bob.
My name is Lloyd Luna and this is
Future.
The Talk.
Family Business.
The Puppet Stories.
After Shift.
TNC Town Hall.
YOLO.
Marketplace.
The Home Buyer.
HR Hotline.
Danny Art Show.
Healthline.
Foreign Affairs.
COVID Stories.
Awesome Day Show.
Thank you.
Money and More.
Cybernext.
Women at Work.
Win Within.
Port Project.
The Big Picture.
Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You've got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
You are watching the new channel where we help you to see the new you. My name is Leo Bryan, and this is Foreign Affairs. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Foreign Affairs. I am Leo Bryan, your host. Welcome back. First of all, I want to wish everyone a happy Lunar New Year. Hope everyone had a good time, and a happy Valentine's Day to all. Day of love. I hope you all spent it with your loved ones. You guys made great memories, and whether there's a lockdown or not, hey, hope you made the best of it. Anyways, here on Foreign Affairs today, the theme today is philanthropy. I want to tell you a little story. Last year during the pandemic, when everything got locked down, started to see different industries having to respond to the lockdown. And in our case, we work in the food business, food manufacturing. We started to get worried and anxious, and also concerned for the people who supplied the ingredients that we worked with, such as, the chilies and all the different kinds of ingredients that we use for our different food products. And so as it turned out, while I was on social media a few times, I started hearing from these farmers here in the Philippines that they were producing, but they had no way of selling their product and no way of moving it. And in some cases, they were talking about serious quantities of their products sitting on the farm and rotting, going to waste. And one of these farmers, I finally reached out to him and I said, wanted to help them, as well as I saw an opportunity to enjoy some fresh produce. And the farmer said, hey, you got to talk to this group called Sadiwa. And so that is how we're going to talk about my next guest today. I connected with the group Sadiwa, and I connected with one of their founders who will be with us today. And the idea behind Sadiwa is it's a group of women that have united to help the farmers during the pandemic get product off their farms, sell it at good prices, basically sustain their livelihood while they still can. And the beautiful thing about Sadiwa that I've seen and we have seen over the last year is this group has not only started with the farmers, but has expanded out. Because as we know, last year wasn't just a pandemic. We had the Taal volcano eruption. And then after that, we had a record number of typhoons here in the country. And one of the super typhoons was Typhoon Ulysses, which came through a big portion of the country and just did serious damage and jeopardized the lives and livelihood of many people. So, I'm really happy to talk today because even with those hardships and those setbacks, there were people that answered the call, that showed up, that wanted to make a difference and make a difference for these people that were affected. And in turn, what happens is you end up helping out other people too. People benefit from you helping other people. And the woman today who is my guest personifies that. She has been doing this for years. This isn't her first rodeo, Sadiwa. And after Sadiwa, she has continued to go on and do even more philanthropic projects. So please help me welcome to the show, Maxine Carasig. Maxine, are you there? AKA Max.
Hi, Lee.
How are
Hello,
you?
Lee. Thank you for having me. I'm doing
I appreciate
good.
you being here.
How are you?
Doing well.
Thank you
Doing
for
great.
inviting me.
Excited. It's my pleasure. And thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. So I'm going to stop talking about Sadiwa because I want you to talk about Sadiwa. Please, Maxine, explain to us, where did Sadiwa come from? How did this start? What happened?
Okay, so let me tell you the backstory of how Sadiwa started. As you mentioned, everyone struggled during the pandemic, especially the early months of the pandemic because of the strict lockdown protocols. So one day during the first month of the pandemic, I watched on the news that farmers were having troubles selling their goods. And you know that we're all depending on the farmers to give us fresh produce on our plates. I saw that they were just either throwing away the goods or they were giving them away for free. I thought that it's so hard to buy vegetables and fruits that time here in Manila that time. So I connected with another volunteer from Feed PH. It's where I volunteered during the pandemic. So Feed PH, we cook during calamities, during challenging times such as the pandemic. And his name is Eric Alvarado. He's a farmer. He's from Benguet, and he told me that some farmers here have vegetables to donate there. So I said, okay, let me shoulder the bus fare because at that time it was almost impossible to deliver the goods from there to Manila. Let me shoulder that, and it'll be like my donation for feed. They sent over 50, 50 to 70 kilos of carrots each, 50 to 70 each of carrots, potatoes, um, what's this? Cabbages, basta a variety of vegetables. And then from there, we chatted more, and then he told me that most of the farmers there stopped stopped selling because the what do you call this? The middlemen there were buying their goods for less, way less than the cost of farming. So imagine months of putting love and labor into your goods, and you're selling them for lower than your investment. So I said, okay, let me help you with that. I'll try to look for buyers here, and then we can give them a good price. Then we can sustain their livelihoods. During our first trial batch, um, one farmer offered the strawberries for 100 pesos. And we know strawberries are very expensive everywhere. So I offered them first to friends, to neighbors, to families at the exact price that the farmer offered it for 100 pesos. So everyone went crazy. We had over 500 kilos of orders. And that was the time that we had no idea what we're doing. So the farmers sent the strawberries in boxes. Um, it came to us via busing. And then a day after the delivery, when we were supposed to dispatch the orders, the strawberries just disintegrated. So we lost over half of the initial orders, and then I had no money to offset those that got rotten or those that got squished during the travel. So I asked for help from my friends, my other co-founders of Sadiwa. They were the ones who also helped me with my first fundraising, first vegetable drive. So I realized that, hey, maybe these women are also interested in helping me make this more sustainable for the farmers. Luckily, we all had our different specialties. So we have Gian, she's the finance side of it. We have Myrel and Nikea. They're the ones handling customer service and social media. And then we have Del. She's the one that handles all the creatives, all the marketing and promotions. And then I'm in charge of logistics and operations since I'm the one that's contacting the farmers. We have a sort of relationship going on. And that relationship is important since the farmers will only transact with you if they have trust in you. Because they have many bad experiences with middlemen coming there, buying their whole lot for way less than the market value. During our first 2 weeks, we had no name for our group yet. We had no processes. We just took orders and then we ordered and then we dispatched. It was something like a short-term gig for the meantime. Then they thought of putting up a name to make it more recognizable for people, and then so that we could also make it a permanent thing for the farmers. It started with the strawberries, and then we also thought of including their handmade products such as their jams, and we also connected with one lemon farmer. So from there, we made a name for ourselves, and then we had an agreement that we're never going to let the farmers lose any profit. It's fine for us to shoulder some costs. Of course, if you deliver the strawberries from there to here, it's normal for you to have a few kilos of bad ones, of course, because of the travel. And then since we received the strawberries at night and then we dispatched them the next morning, within that period of it being stored in boxes, in containers, it's normal for them to go bad in a couple of hours because we know strawberries are very, very fragile. So we said, okay, we're never gonna let them lose any profit as long as we're selling and they're not shelling out that much money. I guess one batch of us having 0 to negative in profit is better than having the farmers lose lots of profit if they sell it to other middlemen. Um, and then we did we did market research on how much the strawberries are being sold in Manila in the groceries. We didn't want our prices to be that high because we know that it's a for-profit business. Of course, gonna want to sell it at high prices to compensate for the loss of the rotten strawberries. But for our part, of course, we can sell it at the same price that we're getting it from the farmers. It's what we try to explain to our market that, oh, okay, so please don't expect that what you're paying is the actual cost of what the farmers are getting because we're paying for the trucking, the containers, we're also paying for rent because we need a big space for it. Whenever it arrives at night, we have to remove it from the container to minimize the spoilage. So there are lots of operational expenses that I didn't take into consideration when I first started offering the produce of the farmers. There was one time that I also offered vegetables. So over 1,000 kilos of vegetables arrived in my home, in my own house. And we were all overwhelmed because we had to segregate them. We had to segregate them per order, per vegetable. And then I sold them at the exact price that the farmers offered. And then that's when I realized, oh wait, I paid for labor. I asked my neighbors to help me, those who lost their jobs. I asked, oh, can you help me for one day? And then I'll pay you the salary. And then I just spent so much. And then I also shouldered the spoilage costs. That's when I realized if I want this to be a sustainable social enterprise, social venture, I really have to take into consideration all the costs. So that's how Sadiwa started. That's how we were able to bring our prices lower than our competition, even though the farmers are selling it to us at competitive price. So let's say the strawberries there, if you're a tourist and you go there and you buy their produce, they sell it at this price. That's the exact price that we're gonna get it from them. So we don't haggle with them. We don't buy by the lot. Um, and so far in the past 11 months, very good relationship with the farmers. Also,
We'll see if Maxine connects back.
us,
There we go.
since we're high school friends, this connected for a while. So this passion project really helped us connect in a deeper level. Um, it made us realize that even we're from different industries, even if we're generally younger than most people who have the capacity to really help in a wider scope, we realize that choosing choosing something that you're passionate about and really putting your efforts and time into it, it will really just bloom. And we never really meant for Sadiwa to be a long-term thing. We thought it was just gonna be a couple of weeks, a couple of projects, and we never meant for it to grow this big. So what was on our mind that time was we just wanted really to help because everyone was struggling and no one can help everyone. That's a fact. But
Right.
we can all help someone. So when we chose the farmers, we committed to helping the farmers. And then when you mentioned about us also doing other fundraising events, um, I don't know. I guess when our social platform, our social media reach increased, we realized that, oh, maybe we have the influence to also encourage other people to help even in their little own ways because we know that everyone has the capacity to help. Doesn't necessarily offering even just to share our costs. because it really helped a lot when a lot of people shared our cause to their family, to their friends. Imagine in a span of 24 hours, our office got filled with goods and in-kind donations. So that was our first fundraising project for the people who got affected by Typhoon Ulysses, as you mentioned. Actually, it was everywhere. It was such a huge storm. It from really from the north to the south, everyone was affected that time. We like how I started with the passion project. Our group saw on the news how badly the people in the north were affected, and then we thought of putting up. It was a small fundraising, actually. It was a small initiative that just grew because, so, like you and Miss Pokwang, we connected with a couple of influencers and celebrities, and then they also helped share our initiative. And then when they used their social media reach, all their followers just everyone just wanted to help. So we got inspired and we extended that help, and we also included the senior citizens from Marikina City. They were living in a shelter. It was the only thing that we can do is watch the news and pray for the people. We watched on the news that the very, very loving elderly in the shelter, they were stuck on the roof waiting for help because the floods just rose quickly. And then I connected with one of the caretakers there, and they said that their house was completely washed away. I saw photos circulating of the elderlies just really struggling to get in boats, asking for help, and such devastating news. After 24 hours, one of the elderlies passed away because of the colds, and the body physically couldn't take anymore. And then immediately on that same day, we also put out our call for help for the senior citizens. What's very heartwarming about that initiative is that our partner farmers in Benguet, they sent help all the way from there to here. We really hardly insisted that they didn't have to, since we have a lot of people backing us up. We had people everywhere actually in the Philippines sending help, but they really insisted and they sent over a couple of boxes of adult diapers, some medicine, some water, and they even gave financial help. So that time we were really struggling to accept their help, but we know that it's really from the goodness of their hearts. And I couldn't say no to them wanting to help. So shout out to all our farmers in Benguet. They really have the biggest hearts. That time, their farms also struggled. They were flooded. They had no harvest, but they still wanted to help, and they pitched in. I talked to one of the leaders of the co-op, of the group of farmers, and I said, "We know you're also struggling there, and we actually want to send help to you, but it's a bit confusing for us on what to do with this because you're insisting that you wanted to give us the money that you collected." And she said that, oh, we only all pitched in by a little. So some of them gave 100 pesos, some of them gave 200 or 50 pesos, some of them gave blankets they don't need anymore. And that made me realize that literally anyone, everywhere, and anywhere can give help. There's no such thing as help that's too little. And that really inspired me. After that event, I joined UNHCR. So it's just a subscription thing that you get charged every month, but they update you also every month through mail on how they're utilizing the funds of the donors. So everyone watching, I'm urging you all to find a cause that you're sincerely concerned about if you want to affect change in that certain cause. Because, like I said, no one can help everyone, but you can help just one person. If you help one person, if everyone helps one person, it will end up us helping everyone in need. And we also thank you so much for sharing that initiative. You were very supportive ever since we started. Even actually before we put up our name Sadiwa, you were there. So thank you very much. People like you really inspired us to keep pushing, even if we had so many setbacks, so many challenges on making this work. But really, the farmers and the people, everyone really just inspired us to continue doing what we're doing.
That's great. It's my and our pleasure, Max, helping out. I mean, it was just admirable to hear what you guys are saying. And I'll be honest, the strawberries are delicious. You know, like let's just call it what it is. The vegetables, the strawberries, and the fruits grown here in the Philippines are amazing. And you know, if anyone can get a chance to taste them, that's one thing. But to be able to help people out, you know, I think you brought up a good point. I really liked what you pointed out about how, you know, if you can realize just about anyone can help out, you know, and I think something that is very important to remember for many people is that, you know, like we as human beings, we have a natural tendency, the vast majority of us, to have empathy and care for other human beings. And, you know, it's really only natural that we express that. What I would like to know, you know, then what have you seen, you know, what was it like for you to gain that trust with the farmers? Have you seen it changing? Have you seen the number of farmers starting to migrate to you guys, to work with you guys versus, you know, these other middlemen before that were for profit?
Before Sadiwa, I was actually pretty clueless about the processes of how the agricultural goods were being sent to different parts of the Philippines. So, like a typical teenager, typical young adult, oh, okay, I'll buy my groceries, I'll buy my vegetables from the groceries or from the palenques. And I never thought of, okay, what was the process of it getting here on my plate in my house? I know that there are a couple of social enterprises that really help the farmers, partnered with the farmers. But when we started Sadiwa, that was the only time that I realized the impact it made. I know that there are a couple that started before us, but when Sadiwa started, that's also when more social enterprises like ours popped out. I'm not sure about their names, and I don't really see them as competition since this isn't a for-profit business. I actually love the fact that many people are doing what we're doing. It means less and less farmers are having trouble selling their goods. If more people are doing what we're doing, and then more farmers are able to sell their goods. So I guess now that there are more social enterprises like ours, people are seeing the importance of agriculture. Especially as we're an agricultural country, there's just little attention given to that, little support from the government, from the people. But in the past few months, I've been seeing a lot, and the support of the people is really there. I'm really happy that many people, I can't say that followed our footsteps. Maybe maybe those who started also felt that eureka moment of, oh, we should help them. Oh, we can do something about it. Maybe it's a simultaneous thing that happened to us. And I'm really happy. There's no competition, no anything. And I'm actually wishing for more social enterprises or more social businesses to pop out like ours. The trust that we built with the farmers really means a lot because I know they're not um, technological there. They're not really very technical. Some of them don't even have ATMs and bank accounts. So them being able to trust us, even if we're only able to talk to them over the phone, over text, over Facebook. They do have Facebook there. Signal's just hard to find. So it took a few weeks, a few months to really build that trust with them. But now that it's getting stronger, sometimes we can also talk about not really personal stuff, but things about our lives that you'd only talk about with your friends. So I guess there's some sort of friendship there. We give them gifts. They give us gifts as well. They're really sweet. On my birthday, they gave me these huge spoons and forks, the popular ones there in Baguio, in Benguet. I was really touched. They remember our birthdays, Christmases, a Mother's Day. So yeah, there's strong foundation of trust and relationship. The relationship with them is important. And I really hope that other social enterprises like ours, they're not taking advantage of the farmers. I hope they also have this kind of relationship with them, because they're just really good people.
Well, that's great, Max. And I think you bring up a good point that, let's hope. First of all, I think what happened during the pandemic is what happens in many, many big catastrophe instances. People feel inside a need to help, a need to make something better for the people around them. They see someone struggle, people want to help out. And, you guys did an amazing job with that. So I think if you see other people showing up, it's probably you setting a great example, and combined with everyone's innate desire to help other people out, and I know personally, I consider myself philanthropic, but I don't have a foundation in my name. I don't have a big drive going on, but I do try and help out whenever I can, be it donating clothes, whatever. And I think people got kind of turbocharged on that when the pandemic hit. And I also agree with you. I really hope people aren't taking advantage of the farmers, because the old saying is, don't bite the hand that feeds you. And literally, people have been mistreating the farmers for decades, let alone centuries, and yet they continue to put food on all of our plates. So, that awareness there is something that people definitely need to hold on to. And it's good to know that groups like yours are making sure of that. Max, we're going to cut real quick to a commercial break, but we're going to come back here and talk more about Sadiwa. And I want to pick your brain a little more about this philanthropic work. All right. So you guys are watching the TNC News, the new channel. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Foreign Affairs. I'm Lee O'Brien, your host. We're having a great conversation with Maxine Carasig about philanthropy, the group Sadiwa, helping people out during the pandemic and beyond, helping out the livelihood of so many people here in the Philippines. But also want to quickly announce before we continue with her that, as I've mentioned many other times, there's other shows on the new channel. So there's a lot of other shows. This too was created during the time of the pandemic. There's another silver lining that has risen out of the ashes. And we are now looking at over 25 new shows total here on the new channel. And some of the shows that, we please watch all our live stream shows. And some of the shows are Life Turnaround Stories at U-Turn, Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. The Stage is Yours, TNC The Talk, Mondays at 12 noon. Have an Awesome Day, Mondays at 2:30 p.m. The Home Buyer guides you to a property, Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Laugh and Learn from the Puppet Stories, Mondays 5:30 p.m. Notable personalities and their stories on the Big Picture, Mondays to Fridays, every night at 7 p.m. Listen to This Generation, The Millennial Voice, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Human Resources and Management on HR Hotline, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 noon. Well Home brings a well life, Tuesdays and Saturdays at 2:30 p.m. The Journey Continues, Moving On Business, Tuesdays and Fridays at 4 p.m. Learn from The Market Leader every Tuesday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Never Too Late for a Mental Shift, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. USA time, Wednesdays and Fridays, 10:30 a.m. Philippines. Money and More every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Philippines, 5:30 a.m. USA. We got Cybersecurity is Key on Cyber Next, Wednesdays at 12 noon. Health is Wealth on the Health Line, Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Coping and Coupling, Couple Goals shows Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Chill and Booze on the After Shift, Wednesdays and Fridays, 8:30 p.m. Know Your Rights on YOLAW, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Emerging in Practical Technologies at TechU, Fridays at 2:30 p.m. TechU. Magbenta Bumili at Tumulong on the TNC Marketplace, Fridays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Dream, Achieve, Nurture, and Inspire on the Danny Art Show, Fridays at 5:30 p.m. Celebrate Women at Work, 9 a.m. on Saturdays. Time to Hear Positive News, COVID Stories, Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. The Family Business is Everyone's Business, Saturdays at 4 p.m. Beauty Beyond What Your Eyes Can See, Usapang Beauty, Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Success Stories on the Fourth Project, Saturdays at 6 p.m. Dubai time, 10 p.m. Philippines, Saturdays. Strategize and Win in Life through Win Within every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. You can also catch our TNC Originals One Day, TNC Arena, TNC PressCon, and TNC Town Hall every Saturdays at 7 p.m., co-hosted by TNC founders Lloyd and Apple. Town Hall is where we talk to you, our valued audience. And of course, you guys are watching the place where you can learn together across borders. The show is called Foreign Affairs, every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. More upcoming shows. Follow hashtag TNC Now on Facebook and YouTube. Allow your passion to inspire, and together let us hashtag See the New You. So, welcome back to the show, and here is Foreign Affairs. I'm your host, Lee O'Brien, and I would like to bring Miss Maxine Carasig back onto the show. Max, are you there? Can you hear me? All right, we'll give her a little time, see if she can come back in. But, as usual, we deal with the hiccups, no problem at all. But very, very interesting to hear her story. I'm drawing a lot of parallels because in the food manufacturing business, we as well didn't have experience in doing that beforehand, and have since learned a lot of stuff on the fly, a lot of trial by fire, a lot of get thrown in the pool and just start swimming. So, it's definitely something where obviously she and her team at Sadiwa came together and made this happen. There she is. Hello, Max. Welcome back.
Sorry, my internet, it's lagging.
Well, let's. I mean, hey, we can just cut to the chase. We don't have to, keep the blinds up anymore. Let's be honest. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm kind of a bad guy because Maxine took off, found her first vacation time, went to literally paradise, one of the best beaches voted in the world, Boracay. That is where she is right now, and she is taking time out of her vacation to talk with us today. So, Maxine, excuse me for pulling you away from beach strolls and pina coladas and whatever you drink. I don't know what you drink, but your good times, and for being here with us. So don't worry about the internet connection. So can you hear me okay?
I'm so sorry. I think when it comes to signal on the island, when people are awake, the signal is getting bad. It's getting worse by the minute. Since now it's lunchtime, probably everyone's awake and using their internet.
Of course. There's, you got to post to Instagram. Yeah. So we need, hashtag blessed. Make sure you're hashtag blessing everything. Well, don't worry. Boracay, as we know, is known for its beaches, its diving, its party, its fun, but not for its internet. So do not worry. We will make it through this. We're going to finish strong. So I would like to ask you, it's going to be two questions I got for you. First of all, and you already explained some of this. What was it about running the philanthropy, about taking on a project such as getting the vegetables and fruits from the farmers down to Metro Manila? What surprised you? What were some of the biggest surprises that you had to face in the different, let's say in operations, to make, to get from the farmers and to get it to the end people enjoying the products?
So putting up this social enterprise is just like putting up any business. You have to know the ins and outs of it. So we're dealing with agriculture. It's very tricky. It's very tricky. So one of the challenges that I faced in the early days of Sadiwa was how do we keep the produce fresh, since it's an 8 to 10 hour travel from the mountains down to Manila. It was really hard since we're just what do you call this? I think they call it shoot, I forgot what it's called, but it's sort of loading at the back of the truck. It's someone else's truck, and they just allow us to load it for some amount.
Consignment?
So we had no control over the time
or consolidation
that it leaves there and the time that anything. So it was all up to something like that.
Yeah.
So at first, as what I told you, they used to deliver it to us in boxes, which is a big no-no, since the strawberries just squish each other, especially
All right. Looks like Maxine got disconnected, so we will wait. Hope she connects back. It is totally understandable, though. As we know, if you go to paradise, sometimes you got to give up stuff, such as good internet connection. And so we'll just deal with that. But interesting to hear how she echoed kind of what I said earlier, that the fact we encounter the same issues with our business. And, she's saying that social enterprise is just like setting up a regular business. You got to know the ins and outs And those are some things sometimes just takes time. It takes experience. It takes doing it 3, 4, 8, 10 times. And then it becomes habit. And then it becomes, part of the gig. So it always takes time to learn what, exactly the ins and outs are. And she's right. When it comes to agriculture, it's something that is, the farmers know best, how the agriculture is going to work. But sometimes only Mother Nature knows. So you just have to deal with it. You have to overcome. Well, let's see if Maxine reconnects, because really I've got a few more questions for her. So definitely want to talk to her. But we understand that sometimes the technology just isn't there. That's the way it goes. All right. Well, maybe what we'll do is we'll cut to another break. And when we come back, hopefully she'll be reconnected. And then we can get those other questions answered to her. But we can let's go to our commercial break now. We'll be back in just a few minutes, and we'll get Maxine back on here for sure. And then we'll go let her enjoy paradise. So thank you guys for watching. This is Foreign Affairs. Welcome back to Foreign Affairs. I'm Lee O'Brien, your host. We are going to get Max back on here somehow, some way. Maxine, are you there?
Hi, Lee. Sorry I got disconnected. Signal inside is bad.
No worries. No worries. So do you want to do a little turn? Show us the beach? Or
Sure.
We only get the drapes.
Hashtag sana all.
There it is. Yes. First beach I've seen in a year. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Living vicariously through you right now. Thank you. So let's keep going. I've actually got more questions for you. I got an idea. Let's say today, February 16th, you were starting over the social business. You were starting it all over. You saw farmers in trouble. You want to get their stuff. What are the steps you would take? What would you recommend to someone else as those steps that you would take to start it off?
The most important is product knowledge, guys. Take it from me. I started Sadiwa without tasting strawberries. I used to hate strawberries. They're so sour, they're so just mushy. I learned to love strawberries as I eat more. So with any business, actually, not even just a social enterprise, first is you should know your product, you should know your market, and you should know the supplier or who will be doing your service. Because of course it's what you're gonna be marketing, you're gonna be selling. So if you want to sell, you have to love what you're selling with anything. You have to be convicted so that you can also convince the other people that, hey, maybe this product or this service is good. You also have to be sincere. with your intentions. Because if you're not sincere, it's actually gonna show. Even not immediately, as time passes by, your real intentions will show. So if you're planning to put up your own social venture or even just a small initiative, a fundraising, um, you have to be sincere with what you're doing. So that don't just start it for the sake of starting. It means, oh, if it really moved you, if you want to do something about it, if it really just pushes you to do more, then go for it. But you have to be sincere because if you're not, then other people will also question your intentions.
Do you feel like, looking back on the year, do you feel like there's anything you would do different about Sadiwa?
Maybe when I was too excited to start, I just said yes immediately to the farmers that needed my help, and I eventually lost some money, my personal money. But of course, no regrets because I was able to help them. We were able to start Sadiwa. But then, if someone else wants to start, if I would start it over, I would take my time. Not too long, of course, since that time they needed immediate help because the produce was just gonna rot in a few days' time. So just really sit down and think about it, lay out your plan like you would with your normal business. Because again, it will take maybe not much, but it could take the same time and effort and just really passion in doing a social enterprise as you would with your business. Of course, you would have different intentions when you're putting up a business. You want it to be profitable, but when you're putting up a social venture, you just want it to be successful so that you can help more people.
That's great advice. In fairness, do you think you would have learned as much or you would have been able to get the ball rolling a different way than having put up your own money in that moment?
I I I guess that with how everything turned out, even though we made some mistakes, we really went the right direction. No, as I said, no regrets with anything, with any money lost, all the time and effort that we spent, all those sleepless nights, because I was still trying to learn the process of having it delivered from there to Manila. Everything was just worth it. It was worthwhile, and I realized that if I just keep putting money into donations, if I keep on donating, if I keep on giving people, eventually I'm gonna run out. There's such thing as donation fatigue, and I'm sure many people realize that during the mga August, September, October months, during the pandemic. Because when the pandemic started, help just really poured. Everyone wanted to help. Everyone really
Yes.
sent their help. But come 3, 4, 5 months after, many people were still in need, but a lot of people lost the capacity to help because they just really gave everything they had during the start of the pandemic. So that's one lesson that anyone who wants to put up a social venture should learn that um, the most important thing about it is sustainability. Because you don't want to help just one time, big time. You want to help as much people for the longest time that you can.
Yeah. And since now we're into a phase of the pandemic inspired lockdown, and the restrictions have been let up and eased more and more. Do you find it's helping? Is it easing some of the parts of your business?
Mm, I guess the one that just got easier, I mean, is having it delivered. Because during the lockdown, those who lived in villages were very hard to contact, and we can go directly to their homes. We, I mean, our riders had to wait outside of their villages, sometimes for 10, 20, 30 minutes. But other than that, the process is still the same. The tracking is still the same. Our communication with the farmers is still the same. What got easier? Nothing actually. It's the same. It's pretty much the same. It only got easier because we got the hang of it. We were able to put up our own processes, our own systems. So that's what made it easier. But the lifting of the protocols actually did little to help us out, especially since
Yeah.
we're not a physical store. So we're not like the brick and mortar shops that really had troubles floating during the pandemic because they were closed. There were lots of protocols in place. For us, we only find it easier now that we have our own systems in place.
Got it. So Maxine, we've talked about what already happened, what's going on. Tell me and tell us what's next for Sadiwa.
We were really hoping and planning that we could put in some sort of investment to help the farmers. Because some of them, they don't have what they call the greenhouse gases. The greenhouse gas glasses or houses, something like that. I'm really not sure about the technical term for it. But that it's just
Yeah.
the cover to protect the fruits during rains or strong winds, because these factors affect how the fruits grow. And since they don't have that, climate and weather really play a huge part in the growth of the fruits. It's a bit expensive. It comes to the thousands per square meter. So obviously, if they're renting their lands, they can't afford it yet, especially since most of what they earn, they just put in for their family's needs. So that's one of our medium-term goals. Because of course, we also have to save up for that. So that I think that's one thing that will really solidify our commitment to the farmers is that if we also help them in return in some sort of way, to help them find it easier to grow their crops, of course, because if their harvests struggle, we also struggle in Manila. So that's one of our goals. That was one of our medium term goals. But in the long run, I think we're planning to put up a brick and mortar, maybe when things are better and we have more funds, so that at least we have their products on display. We can bring in more products because it's not only the strawberries and the jams and the lemons and whatever whatnot that they have there. They have a lot of handmade products there that aren't being sold because there aren't any travelers there. That's one of their main markets, the tourists there. And since there are no tourists there, a lot of their handmade crafts are just stuck there. We also want to bring them here to Manila, but since we don't have our own um, warehouse or space, it's really not feasible for the meantime. But in the long run, hopefully, we can help them in a bigger scale.
Right on. That sounds great, Maxine. Really hoping all of that comes to fruition. And as usual, when you guys need the help, please reach out to myself, reach out to our group, reach out to anyone. And here's hoping the viewers can respond to Sadiwa. In fact, that leads us into the next part. Please promote Sadiwa and let everyone know how they can find you guys, connect with you guys, and help our farmers and people in need.
Thank you, Lee. Everyone watching, please, you can follow us on Instagram. That's at underscore Sadiwa. It's there on our screens. And then you can also like and follow us on Facebook. We post updates whenever we're open for orders. We also post updates there regarding our farmers or whenever we have some small passion projects for farmers and other people that are in need. So you can follow us not only to help the farmers, but also to be in the loop if ever we have more fundraising event in the future.
Right on. Sounds good. Well, Max, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate it. You're on vacay. Like you had no reason to take time out and get your arm tired on holding your phone up and sit and talk with us. But I truly appreciate you sharing with us. And I truly hope those of you who are watching will connect directly with Max and her team and help out not only Sadiwa, but especially the farmers, the elderly, everyone who's in need, because people like Max go out and help them. So thank you, Maxine. Appreciate you being here today.
Thank you so much, Lee. It was a pleasure talking to you on your show.
Right on. Thank you very much. And go have a drink for me, please.
I will. I'll send you photos.
Cheers. And tables for Red.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maxine. Take care. Right on. Well, I'm not surprised at all, because for the last year, ever since Maxine and I connected for strawberries, I've seen what she and her team have done is just amazing. The people at Sadiwa are truly, truly working for the benefit of everyone else around them, and especially our farmers, the lifeblood suppliers of food and sustenance. It's the same thing all over the world. Is people truly have this group in their society called the farmers, who create the basic sustenance for us to live, which is food. And to see people like Max be able to, in the midst of a pandemic, truly, fight for their cause, help them get paid, help them, live to see another day, and to be able to keep producing for all of us. So really proud of Sadiwa. Everyone, please connect with Sadiwa. They receive donations. They receive donations in kind. And also ask them about those products, because I can tell you firsthand, I've tried the strawberries. I've tried some of the vegetables. They're phenomenal. They're very, very good. And especially when they're farm direct and they're coming from directly from the people who grew them, they taste even better. I can tell you that. So thank you to Maxine and thank you to Sadiwa. Really appreciate what all of you are doing. Hey, before I go, we're almost to the end of the episode, but just wanted to do a little promotion as well, of course, so you guys know. Please follow me at Lee O'Brien, or definitely come look us up over at Pokeley Food Products, at Pokeley Food Products on both Instagram and Facebook, or follow us on Pokeley Cooking at Facebook and Instagram, our vlog. But if you guys want to get that taste of home, get some of that authentic, quality Filipino cuisine, we got ulam, we have condiments, we have sauces, we got suka, aligay, laing, tuyo, tinapa. In fact, I just received 3 orders within the last half hour on my phone, and I'm trying not to look at my phone and deal with them because we're sitting here talking, but definitely people are wanting to eat this. And for those of you abroad, I promise you, we will get to you. We're laying the groundwork to get abroad, but for now, we're definitely dealing with all of you here in the Philippines. And so we can ship anywhere to you. So make sure you get that taste of home, cook for your family, cook for your friends. You're gonna look like an amazing cook. I'm gonna tell you that. A couple scoops of that aligay thrown in pasta or rice. Everyone's gonna love you. Just be careful of the ingateros. So that brings us to another episode, the end of another episode of Foreign Affairs. I appreciate everyone here tuning in and watching and hearing the story of Maxine and Sadiwa. Please definitely connect with them. Please definitely connect with us at Pokeley Cooking and Pokeley Foods. And as always, keep tuning in here to the new channel, where we help you to see the new you. This is Foreign Affairs. I'm Lee O'Brien, signing off.